Alright, movie club. This is going to be my review of the movie Paranormal Activity. And I must say, I am not a horror fan in the slightest. Just isn't my style. And usually, most horror movies are all about like shock and gore and everything like that. But I must say, this is probably one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. Uh, And I think that's the reason why. It's not about like trying to make you jump or trying to gross you out with, blood and guts and stuff like that. This movie is about trying to keep you on your toes, sending chills down your spine the entire time because you don't exactly know it's coming. You don't, and you know it's not going to be good, but you're not sure what it is. You know, and that's what good horror is. It's not about trying to make you jump. It's not about trying to gross you out with blood and guts. It's about trying to, sending these, wrenching chills down your spine the entire time. It's about, keeping you on your toes, making you anxious. What you want, whatever's coming, you just want to get over with, you know. And I think that's what good horror is. It's not about, you know, like I said, it's just about making you nervous. It's about, you know, you just, this bad feeling in the back of your neck. As for the main characters, there's only two main characters. There's Micah and there's Katie. And I must say, legitimately, I wanted Micah to die so badly in this movie, and I was so glad when he did. Because he is just like a douchebag to me. Alright? Like, he's worrying this entire time about, you know, because, he obviously wants to stop the monsters. He wants to help out his girlfriend. But the thing is, he's doing all the shit that's pissing off his girlfriend. The one that's actually having the problem. The person that would probably have a better idea as to how to solve this problem, seeing as how she's dealt with it her entire life. I think it makes sense to me that Katie would be the one that would have the plan as to what to do about the paranormal activity, not Micah. I mean, as for the story, I thought the story was actually great. Would The story was great, especially if you believe in paranormal stuff. Personally, I don't really, but you know, I think the story works because it gradually builds up. It starts off minor, like, oh, whatever, it's just a coincidence. Her keys fall on the floor. The door kind of creaks open a little bit. And then and then as it progresses, the stuff just gets, as the movie progresses, things just, become a step more, weirder and crazier, and you don't know what's happening. And, when they buy the Ouija board and it gets set on fire, and, it's just, oh my god, what's going to happen next? And as far as horror goes, found footage, the only other time I can think of that's been done is the Blair Witch Project. And as far as the original goes, that was, obviously another mega hit as well as far as this one. And the fact that, they were made on super cheap budgets and they just became these like huge hits. Uh, the only problem I have with this movie, and it doesn't have to do with the movie itself, but more the franchise, because they made a sequel, the third one's on the way. This is becoming the next Saw. Because the original Saw was another great horror movie, made on a cheap budget, and people loved it. And then it spewed off a bunch of sequels that were completely unnecessary, but only done so that they can make a quick buck. And that's what this franchise is doing. They made a sequel, a third one's on the way, and I'm presuming they're not stopping because it's making money. And it really sucks that we're getting all these crappy sequels just because, just so that they can make a quick buck. It really sucks. As far as horror films go, definitely one of the best in years. Especially, it was made on $50,000, and it was better than any other horror movie that's out there nowadays. And that just speaks to how good this movie is, in my opinion. I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Even if you're not a big fan of horror, I would definitely check it out because it's a nice change of pace from what we usually see in horror movies.